Good morning, guys. Welcome to the lesson. In this unit, in this lesson, we'll learn a new unit, and the chapter number is 14, and ratio and proportion. What is the ratio and proportion? If you don't know the means of these two words or these two terms, okay, please stop the video and check video dictionaries and head of the lesson. It will be for you good, okay? So the some definitions of ratio, as here I want to read, okay? And if you don't know some words, please translate with the dictionaries because it's very important unit. So ratios are used to compare two or more numbers or quantities. So at least two numbers, okay? How can I compare two or more numbers of quantities? Ratio, what does mean ratios? The shortly, we can say the ratio is uh, the number of fractional, amount of fractional number. Uh, let me show you. For example, what is the ratio of 5 to 10? It's a ratio, but at the same time, we can say it's fraction number. Am I right? The numerator is 5, the denominator is 10, or we can write it 5 divided by 10. I usually will use the fractional form. So the 5 is, what is the ratio of 5 to 10? How can you find? Of course, first of all, let's check our keywords. Ratio, simplify, simplify. It's also a very useful word in this unit. And direct proportion, unitary methods, and blah blah. So ratio, as I said, it's fractional number. Okay, just fractional number. 5/10 is a ratio. And simplify. How can we find the ratio of 5 to 10? Let's simplify. Just we know it. We can divide by the same value. 5 and 10 is divisible by 5. So 5/5 is 1, and 10/5 is 2. Okay, the shortly we can write the place of 5/10 just 1/2. It means the ratio of 5 to 10 is equal to the ratio of 1 to 2. Okay, uh, we have some examples. Now I want to show you some examples. Okay, that's going on. Every day, ratios are used in all sorts of ways for working out all sort of things. Uh, in every day we will use, but how can I say, we come across many times in daily life, in normal daily life, but we don't realize. For example, I want to give you with our uh, these examples. It's builder. There we have some things. So what is the ratio of, for example, cement or sand, or how can I say, and uh, floor, concrete to floor. Okay. Okay. Now, for example, a builder uses the ratio to work out the amounts of ingredients he needs to mix it together to make a concrete or mortar. The ratio and ingredients vary depending on what the builder will do with the concrete or mortar. So for building some buildings, what can we use? And as you see here, we have cement and sand. For example, the ratio of cement to sand is 1 to 4. Or we can write in fractional form 1 to 4. For example, when you use the 1 kilogram, the cement, okay, so you should use 4 kilogram, or how can I say? Yes, 4 kilogram of sand. And when it's increasing, our amount of cement, for example, increase by 2, by 1, 2, it should be also increase. So the answer is 8. When multiply 2, we should multiply both sides, numerator and also denominator. 1 times 2 is 2, 4 times 2 is 8. And the inverse of operation, if you do, you will see the same answer when you divide by the same number. 2 divided by 2 is 1, 8 divided by 2 is 4. Okay, and to make medium strength concrete for the floor, building would use the three components, cement, sand, and gravel, mixing the ratio 1 to 4. This means that every 1 kilogram of a cement must be mixed with 2 kilogram of a sand and 4 kilogram of a gravel. Okay, and as I said, when it's increasing, for example, our cement is increased by 5 or by 10, at the same amount, the others also must be increased. Okay, it's important that the builder use the correct ratio of the ingredients for the job. Otherwise, walls may fall down or floors may crack. In many countries, there are workplace rules and regulations that use the ratios. For example, in this table shows that for children up to the age of 24 months, there must be one member of the staff for every 4 children. In the first column, as you see, up to 24 months, okay, it's age of children. It means that uh, two, 2 years from 0 to 2, okay. For 4 children, the staff number is 1. And it means if we have 8 children, as equal to must be 2, okay? Because they're very small. And how can I say? If we will use the one staff for 4 children, we should also use for 8 children just 2 staffs. Okay, and others also 24 months up to 3 years. Between 2 and 3 years, we'll use the staff number is 1, children number is 5. If we have, for example, 15 children, the staff must be equal to 3. Okay, because the ratio of child to staff is 5 to 1 or 5. And 3 years up to 5 years, between 3 and 5 years in a kindergarten, if you want, if you know, maybe your little brothers are going to kindergarten. As you see, there we have for example 20 children, and maybe 2 or more the staffs, or 2, at least 2. It means 1 to 1, sorry, 10 to 1. So for 10 children, the staff is 1. That's why, therefore, for 20 children must be equal to 2 staffs. Okay. So by the time the children are aged between 3 and 5 years, then there must be one number of staff for every 11 children. So shortly in this unit, you will learn how to simplify the ratio and how to share an amount in a given ratio. You will also learn how to solve problems involving ratio and proportion. Okay, in this unit shortly, we'll use the simplifying of the fractional numbers, okay, and blah, blah. There we have some examples. Or let's first of all read the simplifying ratios. The ratio is a way of comparing two or more quantities. We had already read it. And in this past recipe, the ratio of flour to butter is 500 to 250. 250. So the number of or amount of flour is 500 grams, and butter grams amount is must be equal to 250. And as you see here, we have also given if the half kilogram you have flour and you want to pass a recipe, you should, how can I say, mix with 250 grams butter. Okay, and for example, if I increase our flour to, how can I say, twice, for example, 1000 grams, or is equal to 1 kilogram, and what is the ratio of, or what is the amount must be our butter? Of course, 500 grams, okay, or 0.5 kilogram. You can simplify this ratio by dividing the numbers by the highest common factor. In this case, the highest common factor is 250. So the highest common factor of these two numbers, of course, 250, because these two numbers also divisible by 250. Okay, when you divide by 500 to 250, you will get 2, and itself there is same amount, so 1. So the ratio of flour to butter is 2 to 1, okay, or just 2, just 2. So divide both numbers by 250 to simplify the ratio to 1, or 2 simple divide by 1. And as you see here, the common, how can I say, common highest common factor, it must be equal to 200, the same amount. For example, you can say, for example, Mr. 500, can I divide by 25? Of course, you can divide by, you can divide it, no problem. But the highest common factor is 250. And then finally, you will get the same answer, same ratio. If you cannot work out the highest common factor of the numbers in the ratio, you can simplify the ratio in stages. Okay, step by step, for example. Okay, now as you see here, first of all, if you don't know divide by how can I say, the highest common factor, just you can in stages you can do it. For example, firstly you can divide by 10 both sides, after then plus 5 or just 5, and you can divide by 5, and that finally you get a same ratio. Okay, same ratio. So in the example above, you could start by, yes, we could start by divide by 10 and blah blah blah. So when you simplify the ratio, you must make sure that all the quantities are in the same units. Okay, same units, don't forget. So worked example we have, simplify these ratios or these fractions. Okay, don't forget. So 12 or 20, we can write it like this in fractional form. Okay, what is the highest common factor of these two numbers? Of course, 4. When you divide by 12 by 4, you will get 3, and 20 divided by 4 is 5. Am I right? Yes. So the ratio of 12 to 20 is 3 or 5. If you want, write in decimal form, of course, you can write it 0 point, I mean, it's 6. Yes. So it means in mathematical, how can I say, term, 12 is 0.6 times bigger than 20. Okay. When you, how can I say, uh, okay, just I will remind you after a few minutes. So option B, no, first of all, let's read the explanation. The highest common factor of 12 and 20 is 4, so divide both numbers by 4, and the answer is 3 by 5. Okay, the ratio is 3 by 5. Don't forget, just we are doing the simplifications of the ratios. Just okay, we have 3 different numbers. How can we write it? So 12 by 30 and by 24. Also, we should take a highest common factor or lowest common factor, no problem, but we should take a common factors. Okay, so what is the common factors of 12, 30, and 24? Of course, the initial value is 2, after that is 3, and 4 is not common factor because 30 is not divisible by 4. That's why you cannot take the 4. Just the highest common factor is 6. 2 and 3. 2 times 3 is equal to 6. Therefore, the highest common factor of these 3 numbers is 6. So let's do it. 12 divided by 6 is 2, 5, and 4. Yes, and the highest common factor of 12, 13, and 24 is 6. So divide all 3 numbers by 6, and they will get a number 254. And the last one, Please look at carefully because there we have different units, meter and centimeter. So first of all, we should convert the units, okay, that take the same units. That's why meter is equal to how many centimeter? 1 meter is equal to how many centimeter? Of course, 100 centimeters. So that's why 200 200 centimeters is equal to, not is equal to, divided by or ratio by 50 centimeter. Now our units are the same. Now we can do operations, okay? We can divide by the same or highest common factor. These two numbers, 50, okay? The 250 and 250, we can divide by both sides. 54 by 1. When you divide by 50 both sides, you will get 4 to 1. And the first change 2 meters into 200 centimeters. Once the units are the same, you don't need to write them down. The highest common factor of 250 is 50, of course. So divide both numbers, both sides by 50. And there we have exercise 14.1 without the solutions. I want to show you some examples and others. You can stop the video and you can do yourself. Simplify these ratios, these fractions, or okay, another other ways you can say that fractions. 2 to 10, 2 over 10 is equal to 1 over 5. Okay, so 2 over 10 is equal to, when you simplify that, you will get 1 over 5. The ratio is 1 to 5. Uh, and for example, D1, 30 over 5, sorry, 30 over 5 is equal to 6 over 1, or just 6. So 30 is bigger than 5. How many times? 6 times. Okay. So for example, in this one, I want to show in decimal form, and 1 is bigger than 5. How many times? 0.2 times. Okay, so and the others you can do yourself the same problems. No, just you have two numbers. Okay, it's not difficult. And the second question, simplify these ratios. For example, I want to do the C1, 20, 50, and 25. 15 and 25. What is the highest common factor? I mean, it's 5. Yes, 5, 4. When you divide by 5 is 4, 3, and 5. The ratio is 4, 3, 5. And for example, this one, the last F, what is the highest common factor? Is 8 or 16? 16 is not divisible by 72. That's why 8, yes. 9, 2, and 4. Okay, 9, 2, and 4. And the last one I want to show you, because there we have different units. For example, let's start with first example. 500 meter is equal to, or not is equal to, sorry, divided by or ratio to 1 kilometer. First of all, we should change our units, okay? 1 kilometer is equal to how many meter? Of course, 1000 meter. So that's why 500 and 1000 meter. So ratio is 1 to 2. Okay, so we can simplify by 500 and we will get 1 to 2. So okay, and we have two examples. Let's do simplify these ratios. For example, I want to show you with which one. And there's we have milliliter and liter, milliliter, and cent, dollars, and grams, meter, and kilometer. I want to show you this one. Okay, so let's first of all change our units, and which one is least, or how can smaller than others? Of course, grams. That's why we should change our kilogram to grams. And where there we have also 3.2 kilogram is equal to how many grams? Of course, 3,200 grams. Yes. And the next ratio is 160 grams. And the last one is when you multiply by 1,000, you will get 800 grams. Okay. So now our units are the same. Now we'll get our coefficients. When you simplify the zeros, okay, no problem. Zeros is you can simplify that, and the others 16, 8, and 32. I mean the highest common factor is 8, and the 32 divided by 8 is 4, 60 is 2, and 1. Okay, so ratio is of D is 4 to 1. And the last one, Sasha used this recipe for orange preserve, and the ratio of orange to sugar is 2 to 1. Ratio of oranges to sugar. There we have recipe. Okay, recipe. Let's check it. Recipe. When we have 750 grams of oranges, of course you should take 1.5 kilogram of sugar. And what is the ratio of orange to sugar? First of all, we should change our ratios. Gram. And what is the gram of 1.5 kilogram? Gram. Okay. So our units are the same. Simplifying the zeros, and 150 and 75. I mean the 150 divided by 75, it's 2. 75 and divided by 75 is 1 over 2. But Sasha said or used 2, 1, but our recipe is equal to, must be 1, 2, 2. So that's why Sasha is not correct. Okay, explain your answer. The answer is here. Okay, thank you for your attention. We will continue for the next lesson. See you